Governor Janet Mills stood before members of the legislature last night and asked them to fund numerous projects in the next 2 years.
She devoted significant time in her State of the Budget speech to the ongoing fight against opioid addiction, and with good reason. According to the Office of Maine's Attorney General, there were more than 10,000 drug overdoses across the state last year. Of those 10,000, more than 700 died. In 80% of those deaths, the non-pharmaceutical form of the drug fentanyl was involved. News Center Maine's David Guilford breaks down the governor's plans to reduce those numbers and how she's getting support from some Republicans to do it.
The scourge of addiction continues to reach into every corner of our state.
Governor Mills devoting substantial time in Tuesday's State of the Budget speech to advancing the fight against opioid addiction.
This work is good, it is important, it is necessary, it is not enough.
In the plan she'll send to the legislature, Mills wants to increase inventory of the opioid overdose reversing drug Naloxone by 25%, use opioid settlement funds to double the so-called options program, which places substance use disorder professionals alongside police when necessary, and invest another $2 million to increase residential treatment beds.
I was sitting there, listening to her speech, and my ears perked up.
Mills struck a chord with Republican Senator Marianne Moore, who sits on the Health and Human Services Committee. She liked what she heard from Mills. About beds, though, Moore said they need people just as bad.
There are beds available, but we don't have the workforce in some cases. So that's, it's kind of a vicious cycle. It's easy to say I'm going to fund for 140 beds. However, we've got to make sure we have the workforce to be able to cover that.
She said we need to act now.
Mills' entire opioid plan would fall under Health and Human Services Commissioner Jean Lambrou. Speaking about all three programs, but beds in particular, Lambrou wants to reach more of Maine.
That our first round of grants, was to a limited part of Maine. We want to go to the whole state, really get to those areas in the state where we missed.
Each item on the governor's wish list must go before Moore and her colleagues in the legislature before being funded. In Augusta, David Guilford, News Center, Maine.
We have a link to the full State of the Budget address in the News Center Maine app.